I'm feeling mellow. Let's play something retro.
If you'll do me the honor to play something modern.
It's retro modern gaming.
Hey, welcome back to Retro Modern Gaming.
That's the name of the show, and the name of me is Matt.
The name of me is Daniel, and I have coffee, so I'm like super awake now.
Yay, coffee.
Yeah, I used to make fun of adults when I was a kid who were like, oh, I have to have coffee to function. I was like, how lame. And that now, well, okay, so I kind of forgot what we were doing, and now I'm like, oh, hey, I was supposed to be stealthy.
Okay, but I was just about to say that's what's great about this one, is that now you're stealth. I mean, you gotta give them a sec to, like, calm down, but, like, if you would, like,
If I just went away.
jumped up somewhere and hid, yeah, as long as no one can see you, then you're gone.
Where's my stealth meter at? Because it just told me there's a meter.
Okay, so you see your web shooters there?
Oh, y'all be honest with you, man. I've not looked at that side of the screen since we started this playthrough.
So yeah, now you're invisible again.
Oh, is that how long I can stay invisible till it drains?
Yeah. And see, now you can get your stealth takedowns again.
That's not who I wanted to attack!
Well, you could have got your stealth takedowns again.
Well, you know...
But yeah, so like that's more of what I was saying, where you're managing another resource.
Yeah, like... It's
Damn.
interesting.
That was cool, but it was not a great use of your venom.
No, not at all.
But it was cool.
Rule of cool, my guy.
Rule of cool.
I do that in some games that, you know, like MMOs and stuff, where it's like, you know, you make a build kind of thing. I like, sometimes I make builds for Swift, sometimes I just want to play for fun.
Yeah, I get that. Like, and like when I'm like, for instance, the game master for like a D&D session or something, I definitely try to encourage my players to, you know, embrace the rule of cool. There is an exception, because like, if your character isn't built for something that has a specific build, like my fiance is always trying to throw her daggers and stuff,
And her sword.
and her sword, and so, you know, there are ways to build a character where they're good at that.
And she is not.
And since so ultimately, like, she'll throw her dagger or sword at somebody, doing what, 1d4 is thrown damage, or I don't know if it applies to the weapon damage, I forget. I think you have to have a perk for that. But anyway, and then her next move, she'll be like, alright, and now I hit them with my dagger. And it's like,
Your dagger is no longer in your possession.
you didn't go pick it up. It's across the room. You have to at least go to where you threw it before. I won't make you use part of your action to pick it back up, but you have to go to where it is.
Yeah.
So you got to use your movement.
There's this really cool, I don't know how balanced this is, there's a really cool homebrew item. It was, I think it's called like a blink dagger, and you threw it, and wherever it landed, it only had so many charges that you could do this, but you could teleport to it, as long as it was within a certain distance.
Oh, that's interesting.
So you could like throw it behind somebody and then blink to it, grab it, stab them. You could do some crazy shit with it.
Yeah, that does sound really cool.
I vaguely plan out my sessions, because I have found with my players that it don't matter what I plan out.
Yeah.
They're just gonna break it.
my first session, like my first serious GM session, because I mean, I've done like a lot of what we call shake and bakes from where I'm from, and it's where you're just like, you got a D20, and that's basically
That's it.
that's the whole of the rules. Just roll the D20 every time you want to do something, and if you roll high, I'll say you did it. But like my first like real D&D session, I made pages and pages and pages of notes.
Was this ours?
Yeah, it was.
Oh.
And I mean, it was useful. Like, all that preparation did pay off. But I learned that I could make like 6 bullet points, and that's plenty, you know?
Yeah, I think that's what a lot of, including myself, like from what I've read from other DMs, like everybody kind of goes to that. Like, I wrote pages and pages of stuff for this town I want my players to go through, and they're like, oh, we want to go in the woods.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, there's definitely. I mean, there's solutions to that. You know, if you plan this encounter, and it's supposed to take place in the city, and then your players don't go to the city, they go in the woods. Well, now that encounter just happens in the woods, and you always plan for it to be in the woods. Of course, you guys went to the woods, so this is what happened.
God, Theron Faust.
Yeah.
He just broke everything. It was all bad.
I've heard so many stories about Theron Faust, and only met him once, but
He was.
well done.
Oh well.
Okay.
Miss me. Now you gotta kiss me.
Ho
Can charge things up.
I think they would have more than 3 guys guarding a like super secret lab.
Good point.
Okay, okay, here we go. I say I'm not just gonna punch it again.
That actually worked.
That's how I've been doing like this everything.
And I'm in.
Science.
Blinded me with science.
I wanted to make a Spider-Man build in D&D one time.
Oh, there's ways to do it. Yep.
Yeah, there's like the spider walking spell, and I was gonna get these chains on my hand, see if I could find a homebrew for something, so I could like whip them around.
Mm-hmm.
Breaking into
Nice.
the castle of armed
Fuck
guards.
you.
I hate fans. I am not a fan.
I love our fans.
Oh yeah, I do like our fans.
Playing a ton of video games.
Yeah, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for watching. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe. Oh, I'm
Y'all
just.
make what we do possible.
Yes. Uh-oh.
Left is right and right is wrong. It's the rule I live my life by.
Wow, you seriously went the correct way the very first try. I'm like salty because I went the wrong way, and then I went the other wrong way, and then I went the first wrong way again. I was turned around, okay?
It's kind of funny, like where I got that from when I took band. We learned to march. You're supposed to apparently start on your left foot, so that's how he told us to remember it. Left is right, right is wrong.
Yeah.
And now just whenever I play any game with branching path, I don't know, left.
What's nice, like, if you're ever in a maze, just put your hand on, like, one wall and walk. Just keep your hand on that wall, and you'll eventually find the exit.
Yeah,
You'll never, like, double back the same way.
maybe someday. I always wanted to go on a corn maze when I was a kid. Never got to.
Oh, my hometown does it. Or, I mean, they're not this particular year because, you know, but because of these, what's the phrase? These uncertain times.
Yeah, they are quite uncertain. Is that Prowler? What are you doing here, buddy?
Uncle Aaron? You're the Prowler? My dad had a foul on you.
I know. And I bet you got a lot.
Wow, there was like no build up. He just.
I know. He's like, I'm the Prowler.
The wrong place to
But we all knew. Like,
Yeah, I mean we knew, but like I figured they'd fight a bit, and then he'd be like, "Haha, I am your uncle." Now he's like, "What's up, Miles? How you doing?"
on a while back. You don't want to mess
no, I don't think he wanted to throw hands with his nephew.
That's fair.
with your father. All right. But we do this my way. I know a place I can access the security
Sass.
to let you know what's coming. Remote mines. Use them if you get in a jam.
This is
Hey,
different.
I feel like
Caught.
Miles could be a little bit more mind blown by this.
Yeah, he's pretty like, "Oh, you're a Prowler? I bet."
My dad was looking for you. Like, it was a huge thing.
Like, you're a criminal.
Systems like this.
You've hurt people. I think.
Looks like a good time to try out those remote mines.
Now focus.
Yeah, it is. I like the remote mines.
A phone. I tracked the signal.
Not as much as I like the tripwires in the first one. I miss those so bad.
Point in the building is at the bottom.
Yeah, no, those were much more. Yeah, because it. Twip.
Yeah, exactly.
At the bottom.
Quicker than that.
It's kind of cool about the trip mines how you can set them on certain things and it like amplifies the power of it.
Yeah, that is kind of. I'm assuming the next game you'll get to play as both Peter and Miles.
That's my hope.
Sorry.
My like fantasy for this is that they do it like GTA 5 where you can like
Oh, that
switch.
would be perfect.
Yeah, and you can like build out your plan and be like really hyper specific about what you want to do. Like if I want to like set Miles up on a roof somewhere so he's ready to like leap through this window at a specific point during the mission to like provide backup to Pete or whatever, you know?
That would be amazing. Hire this man.
Yeah, right? That's what I keep thinking about you because you keep like
Of new form survived the
saying all the plot stuff before it happens.
Don't you think if I had it?
He's a bad guy. He's a bad guy.
Yes, Mr. Krieger. I just
Peter's going across these.
without that
Yeah, no kidding. You said that like months, and as soon as they dropped that this was coming out, you're like, yeah, Pete's going across the seas. And I was like, no, man, he's probably dead.
For you to go back to your lab.
I figured this was a spin-off, like, to kind of tide things over. Because they haven't addressed that. I don't know, like, how spoilerly for the first game I want to give. But they set up a pretty big plot line that they have done nothing with.
Mm-hmm.
And I am excited for that.
I'd love to see Spider-Girl, but we're like 2 decades of in-game world time before that can be a possibility.
Which one is Spider-Girl?
That's the daughter of Peter Parker and Mary Jane.
Ah.
Yeah.
I'll talk about, like, if they could do Spider-Gwen in this, but I'm not... I feel like that might be a little bit much.
Spider-Gwen would be cool. I think that's the obvious choice. Like, if they're going to throw in a third Spider-Person,
Yeah.
it's definitely gonna be a woman, first of all.
Yes.
Um,
They also, in the comics, they have Silk.
I don't know Silk. I know Spider-Woman. There's 3 of them. There's 3 different Spider-Women and Spider-Girl. So, like, is it 3 or is it 2? I can't remember now.
Because Spider-Woman was a different thing.
Yeah, she actually wasn't, like, aligned to Spider-Man, per se.
Yeah, she's still like a spidery person. Because then you get into that whole Madam Web thing, and
Oh, God, I love Madam Web. I love the idea of playing up the spider sense really does make him, like, a psychic in a way.
yeah, like, 'cause it's pretty wild. Somebody pointed something out in the MCU. Like, so many people thought the there was some I don't know, say so many people, but there were people who thought that that the first use of his spider sense was the little hairs on his arm on the bus in Infinity War. But in Civil War, there's a point when I think Cap throws his shield at him or something.
Yeah.
And he never turns around to look. His eyes get wide, and he's like, "Oh shit!" and he ducks.
Something's coming at me, yeah.
Nice work.
I liked. Was it Matt Pat did the thing on the spider people throwing hands?
Which one's the strongest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it ended up being Miles.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I'm fine with that.
I'm fine with that too. He's the ultimate representation of, like,
with a new form reaction.
He's like all the good things about Spider-Man.
right. He's the representation of Peter passing the torch and
Yeah.
having someone that has all the benefit of Peter's knowledge while putting their own spin on it, and I love it.
I knew when I was a kid, because my introduction to Spider-Man was the movie and some of the games, but I thought,
Which movie, to clarify? You talking about Tobey Maguire?
yeah,
Okay. Wow, that was your introduction.
yeah. So when I found out he had web shooters and they didn't just shoot out of his,
Oh
skin.
yeah, that makes me so mad.
I
that
made a
they
lot of
did
people
that.
mad, and now it makes me mad. I'm like, because I mean, so much of what people know about superheroes come from movies. Like,
Yeah, and it takes away the fact that Peter Parker is a genius.
yeah, like
He's not a
invented
genius in those movies. You know, he's not. I mean, yeah, he's smart.
Sorry.
You know, he's a promising young man.
Like in the comics right now, last I checked, last time I read, like he was rivaling Tony Stark.
Yes, absolutely.
He had Parker. There's this really funny scene where, because Tony doesn't know Peter Parker's Spider-Man, but he knows Spider-Man works with Parker Industries, and he walks up to Spider-Man in the park, and he's like, listen, I know Parker does all this for you, but have you thought about just moving on to? I could do a lot more for you. And Spider-Man's like, no, I'm good, dude.
That's something else I like about Spider-Man and have always liked is how his secret identity really is a burden to him. Whereas most people, it's there to protect them, but there's so many opportunities that he misses out on because he can't. Like in the 90s show I'm watching right now, Felicia Hardy is totally digging on Peter Parker, and then some bad guys show up and he's got to go be Spider-Man, and Felicia Hardy's like, "You coward, you ran and hid," and she's not into Peter Parker anymore. And it's like, just tell her, man, just tell her, she's so hot.
I did not know Gwen Stacy was a thing because of the Tobey Maguire movies until the third one, and then I thought she just came in later in the comics. She's the OG, like.
Yeah, she's just a footnote in the Tobey Maguires.
I don't know if you noticed that, but I stealthed all of that except for that last guy.
Yeah, that was awesome. The way I feel, and this game disagrees, but if it's the last enemy and they see you, you stealthed it. Yeah,
like
that guy didn't get to call anyone. He didn't alert anyone else. No one got to know. You know the rules. You know how this works.
Do I?
What happens when you spin a gear and it... Yeah. Except
I fucked it up.
Yeah, you did.
I soiled it.
Soiled it.
I am ashamed as a spider person.
You did it. Now, I'm gonna pull on this thingy.
What does this button do?
Ooh,
Shocking.
What does this button do? Ooh.
Oh god, you remember the PlayStation 1 Spider-Man games? Like the one with Carnage, Ock, and...
Yeah!
Oh god.
Oh gosh.
I love that game. If I can find an emulator, we should play that at some point.
Okay.
It's sort of interesting because when I was little, my only knowledge of Spider-Man was the 90s cartoon, and I didn't like Spider-Man. Yeah, the look you just gave me. But I mean, in that show, he's always monologuing, and he's kind of whiny. And I mean, I get it. He's facing real people problems, but just like I was a kid. I didn't want to see an adult struggling with bills. Like, boring to me. But like, and like in retrospect, those are the things I love about him. But just as a kid, I did not. So that game like turned it around for me, and that's when he became my favorite.
I really like the Ultimate Spider-Man comics, which is kind of Marvel's little reboot of a lot of their lines with kind of a more modern. Like instead of the Ultimate Comics is like the MCU takes a lot from them. Like instead of Thor being a god per se, he's an alien. What the hell is this? What is this? I'm getting Fallout 3 vibes right now.
Oh, spoilers.
Yep. Well, I didn't say like what specifically.
Yeah, true, but no, I totally see it.
What? Oh, so I'm glad that this game's just as emotionally fucking traumatizing.
Oh, look, it's his
as
glasses there. All that's left of him.
Oh, he just got disintegrated, didn't he?
Yeah. Everything but his glasses for some reason. And then she dropped the
I
phone.
have to finish what they started. Uncle Aaron, can you
I don't know, with superhero stuff, if I don't see a body, they ain't dead.
Why? You got your phone?
That's a good point. I didn't think about that either of the times I played through this, but sitting here watching it with you, I did actually have that thought for the first time.
please?
I was like, oh, what if he is, like...
Uncle Aaron?
Though I don't know, like...
Okay.
If he is alive, that moment gave him powers, like, no doubt.
Yeah, no, he's a villain now.
So who would he be?
I'm not... I'm sure someone in the comments will tell us.
Yeah, like... Comment some fan theories, because my first instinct, I don't even remember his name, but he's actually a Russian villain. Radioactive Man or some shit like that. Okay, you gotta get up on that thingy though. Get up on it.
Wait.
Like, yeah.
Oh,
Creep up on it. Yeah, no problem. Owie.
oh, that hurt. Oh, look, it hurt. I can't feel pain. Can I move? I'm Spooder Man.
Look at your health.
Oh.
Yeah.
Heal?
I don't know if it actually would let you die here, but every time I played through it, I was like, oh god, heal, heal, heal.
Heal? Oh no.
Well, I needed
Oh,
that.
such a millennial. Of course he's dying and worried about his TikTok. Oh my god!
At least the reactor's disabled.
You're almost out.
Did you pick Spawn back up?
It's fried now, bro.
Now what am I gonna do?
Come on, kid. I can't get to you before Roxxon.
I like Uncle Aaron. He's not a bad guy. Except he kind of is, but not.
It makes me think of this
Oh, these
line from Gotham, where Bruce Wayne says to Selena Kyle, the future Catwoman, he says, I don't think you're bad, I think you're good, but you're not nice. And Uncle Aaron's kind of the opposite of that. You know, he's not good, but he's nice.
I think he cares about, like...
Yeah, he clearly cares about Miles, or he would not be here right now, helping you.
I like games where the morality is not...
Yeah,
Black
it's-
and white.
It's definitely not cut and dry here.
One issue I have with the Fallout games is, like, literally murder a town or save an orphanage. It's like, I don't want that.
Yeah, I see that. New Vegas is really good about... I mean, that's almost my problem with New Vegas, because it's... Of the ones I've played, it is my least favorite.
Oh, yeah, you started a
I
flame war in the
know
comment.
that's not a popular
Jesus
opinion.
Christ. This-
And I do love it. It's almost a masterpiece.
Make sure you guys like the video so the dislikes don't ruin us.
But
Let's go before more.
yeah, it's just like I don't even know if I'm a good guy right now. I don't know if I'm a good guy until people are like, "Hey, you're a bad guy." It's like, "Oh shit."
You see that table glitch out behind him, by the way?
Yeah, that's the first glitch I've seen in this playthrough.
Well, you know what? I'll help you out here so they don't just hate you. I don't dislike New Vegas, but I like Fallout 3 better, personally.
Yeah, it's funny because it's like I do enjoy Fallout 3 more from a story perspective, but
I feel like New Vegas did a better, like, open world kind of thing, but I feel like Fallout 3 had a better main story, if that makes sense.
like even though I like Fallout 3 better, I would almost rather play New Vegas just because companions,
Oh, yeah.
and it's just so that I can give them my shit, so I don't become over encumbered. That's the whole thing to it.
So, little quick fun fact. I wrote, it was not smutty, but I used to write Fallout fanfiction based on, like, my playthrough.
Oh, interesting.
Like, what happened in the game. Like, what's his name? One of the companions you get. I can't remember his name.
Boone.
Yes.
Yep.
He died, because I was doing a hardcore playthrough where instead of them just passing out, they die. And so I wrote that into the story. Like, I wrote his death and how he died in this battle. Because I used to love writing.
Yeah.
I won a couple of competitions in high school.
That's awesome.
$500 to be specific. Because I won two $250 competitions 2 years in a row.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm actually a little proud of that.
A bookstore that I ended up later working at had a competition when I was in high school, a writing competition, and I placed third, which came with a cash prize, so I was happy. So I went to go collect it, and I was just like, just out of curiosity, how many people entered? 3.
Oh.
I was like, well, I got my money, I don't care.
What'd you write, if you don't mind me asking?
It was a prose poem. The whole idea was it was about it was kind of a take on the noir genre.
You need to lay low. Don't trust anybody. And don't take off that mask. Wait till
It was just a
Roxxon
guy
finds
going to get revenge on somebody, thinking about it, like, oh no, I really shouldn't do this. This will take me down a road that, and then he does it anyway.
Ah.
But there was like a line in there that it was like, it was so cheesy. It was just like, how'd it go? They say revenge is a dish best served cold, but I always was a lousy cook.
Oh, that's amazing. I love that.
You do like that?
I do like that. That is cheesy, but that's cheesy in like the best way.
Yeah, that's sort of what I was going for. Was just like
She's too smart for that.
almost a parody, but a parody that took itself seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And it's therefore like even goofier because it does take itself seriously.
Mine was, my first one was like a
a
backstory for the Four Horsemen in the little, I had a little world I had made that I wrote, that all my stories took place in, and like the Four Horsemen were a thing. Oh, instead of riding horses, they rode dragons.
Kick ass.
So that was like my first story, and then the second one was a backstory for one of my characters. But when I go back and read them now, I cringe so hard. I'm like, how did I think this was good?
Yeah, that's how I am with my old poetry. And my new poetry.
Yeah, you're right.
Mike Shinoda's got that one line in his side project, Fort Minor, where it's like, I hate my rhymes. I hate everyone else's more. It's like, oh yeah.
I have a friend that just recently found Linkin Park.
Whoa, I can't even imagine.
Yeah, and he's just like, have you heard this song? I'm like, yes. Yes, I have.
Of course not. Just saying.
Oh, Miles is getting sponsorships. Can we get one, please?
But it melted after I
Daddy
absorbed
needs a
energy
new
from
PC.
nuclear reactor.
I think Crunchyroll would be a cool one for us.
Felt
I like
it was
Crunchyroll. I've been watching Baruto.
but then I released
I
all the
don't know why
energy
people hate
from
Baruto so much. It's fine.
explosion.
It's not like an amazing
It's
anime.
fine.
I mean, it is. It's not like an amazing, like, oh my god, this ain't like I'm on the edge of my seat. But I mean, if you want a good shonen to watch, it's fine. Like, I don't know what people expected from it. Because they're like, oh my god, Naruto was so much better. I'm like, yeah, because Naruto has like 700 fucking episodes. This one has 100. We've had like a decade of character development for this little Hokage in the making. They haven't even done the time skip in Baruto yet.
I gotta make a move, man.
I guess.
I got way more triggered over that than I meant to. I'm sorry, guys.
Wow. Well, I think you maybe need some time to cool off there, buddy.
So maybe we should just put this off until the next episode.
Yeah, well, we'll see you guys then, and I love you. I love you so much.
Bye.